Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is finally the release of Ride 5 on PC and I'm pretty excited for this one. I must admit it has creeped up on me quite quickly. I do remember the launch being ages and ages and ages and ages and ages and ages and ages away in my head, but we are actually here now and it's really kind of crept up under the radar for me, so I've not been keeping an eye on too much, but I must say so far, what I have seen, it looks quite similar to Ride 4, but as you can tell already, I've done the intro stuff and it's got to the main menu. Everyone and their dog has made the intro into a video, so I'm going to just go straight into the time trial. I'm going to give you my opinions. I'm going to go to Brands Hatch on this bike that I was gifted for Ride 4. Essentially, we're going to just get a few laps under our belt at the beautiful Brands Hatch in Kent. And yeah, we're going to just see what it's like, and I'm going to give you my first initial thoughts because I played on a really understeery BMW there a minute ago in the intro to the game. So I'm going to jump straight out. These are my first few laps on an actual motorbike, so I'm going to actually see what it's like. We're just going to double check my riding aids. Down brakes off, disabled, deactivated, manual transmission, deactivated, ideal trajectory off, rewinds on, yeah, there'll be no harm. Weather lighting, select tires, medium, yeah, it looks good. I'll actually have a quick look at the settings. So a few new things. If you watch some of my previews to the game, I like the way they break down the shock. They have the top cut bolts and all your washers and stuff there. That's pretty cool. Transmission, again, they have your input and your output shafts and they've them broken down. That's cool. Vehicle geometry, they just have a picture of a swing arm there and the chain tension, interesting. And then they have pretty much an ECU and some block connectors, so quite nice. I have already turned everything off pretty much, so power 2, ABS off. Don't want ABS on a race bike, or would you actually have it? So I know it's kind of a game for everyone, but I like when they have the electronics matching the real thing. So here we go, first laps out, and I must say the sense of speed is quite good, but when you get up above, we'll say 100 miles an hour, the camera shake is really aggressive. I hope I can dial that down. See it there now, it really is aggressive, and it's not really noticeable from what I've seen on watching other people's YouTubes, because this is the first time I've seen it. So, whoa, big shake there from the rear. So, initial thoughts, very similar to Ride 4. Very similar. I also don't see enough to oh my god, that was an interesting crash. Bit of a weight transfer, kind of had a bobble, yeah, just a small bump. I don't see enough, or don't really understand yet in my first few minutes on the game why it's only next gen. Graphically, it's good, quite good. The Unreal Engine's always been good to them in terms of graphics over the last couple of years. That's not really where the issues have stemmed for in the last 5 years since they moved to the Unreal Engine 4. But again, I just don't understand why this couldn't have been probably toned back a small bit and given to PS4 and Xbox One owners, we'll call them. A lot of people wanted it on Switch. And again, since it's more of a casual game, you could understand it being wanted on a more of a casual gaming console. But immediately, it really feels like Ride 4, and you might wonder when's the last time I played Ride 4. It was about 12 hours ago, so not really that far out of my memory, really, so I know exactly what it feels like. And I did go to Brands Hatch because I was always going to make sure that I did a back-to-back. Some things that I've made over from MotoGP 23, if you look at his left foot, very, very strongly animated gear change, which is good to see. I'm getting very, very little feedback through the controller of anything the bike is doing. Noise from the tires moving around as well is much louder on this game, which I like. Quite a bit of understeer, but again, trying to get used to that, it'll just be all part of this game. Bikes also feel quite heavy on change of direction. Bikes feel like they have a bit of weight, which is not a bad thing, I suppose, but a lot of people GP23, the weight transfer and the change direction is way too quick. It's just alienly too quick. So if you're in the habit of that, it can probably be a bit hard to come to this game. Hawthorne feels so uphill. Cool bit of track this. So yeah, overall, holy mother god, the physics as well do feel a bit tamed down, is what I would say. You kind of get away with a lot of things you saw there a minute ago when I came out of the corner, had a couple of snaps and then just gripped. So it has something going on behind the scenes that it doesn't want to kill you all the time. Like, that really shouldn't have came back in line. If the bike steps out that much, you have to have the old saying of every action has a reaction. If the action is to step out that much, it has to react back that much. So there's obviously some sort of dampener in the settings or in the base code that's stopping it from the physics. This bike is so long geared. I'm hitting barely top end of 4th gear by the end of start finish straight as we go into the Paddock Hill Bend. But graphically, again, really, it's quite. Oh my god! Like, again, that shouldn't have stayed on. Are we going to stay on? We did. So you can get into first person, so you can show off the graphics a bit better. It is good graphically, but again, would have been next gen only. I thought Milestone would have done slightly better. Maybe now when I go to like Suzuka in a wet race at night or like sunset or something, it'll feel a bit better. Straight away in the first person camera, I don't know if you can see my FPS on screen. You probably won't be able to. It's dropped, it's absolutely tanked, and then as soon as you go back to the onboard camera like this, it flies back up. Oh, we hit the wall. So, not really sure why it's not even the FPS, just the game is slowing down. It just changes your the way the game runs. It's quite weird. It's very annoying because it doesn't run as smooth. But so for performance reasons, everything's run fine. There's some weird glitches in the menu. You click once and it jumps across 3 things. The rewind is like, if you hit the rewind button, look at the speed you go. So imagine trying to make a small adjustment, it's going to be quite hard. But again, it is first day of the release on PC and stuff, so everything will need a few patches and stuff. But I do look forward to this game. I was excited because I came back to doing YouTube kind of full time back to full time-ish in 2021 for GP21, and for GP22 I had lots of planned series, loads of cool stuff I wanted to do with that game. The game was rubbish, so none of it actually ever saw the light of day, really. This is my first full release being kind of somewhat active on YouTube with a ride game, so it's going to be interesting to see where this one actually goes, because there's so much more possibilities with these games because of the fact that it's not a GP game, it's not a superbike game. There's a lot of different types of classes, different types of races, different race tracks, the night and day cycle, very interesting dynamic weather. So I'm hoping that Milestone give it what it's due and kind of keep this game up to date and keep everything working and keep on with the DLC. I'm not too sure yet if I get the season pass. I will probably make a decision after about a week or two of playing, because then I'll kind of know if I enjoy the game or not. But so far I must say, with it feeling a lot like Ride 4, a lot of people enjoy that. Biggest issue for me is whether people will want to pay $60 or $60, £60, etc. for a reskin of Ride 4, because let's not beat around the bush, it isn't massively different. Whether that's a good or bad thing to you, only you'll know, but it's just kind of, that's what that is really. So if you don't like Ride 4, didn't like Ride 4 at all, found it good, bad, ugly, indifferent, wouldn't really be recommend this game. Of course, as always, I will be putting out a full review in the coming week or so once I've kind of basically tried out all aspects of the game. Some people probably have the reviews out already, but kind of need to play the game fully to understand how it works and how it's good or bad. So I never really understood when people put out reviews after like 3 hours of gameplay, because you don't really know much. You're still getting used to it yourself, you're still making mistakes, so why should you be punishing the game saying it's not good when you haven't really given it time? So it'll probably be after usually about 20 hours is what I try and get into a game before I review it, and then at least I've done small bit of career mode, I've done time trial, I've done offline races, online races, and of course in this there's a lot of endurance, just a lot of rain to be done and a lot of different bikes to try out. So I am pretty much looking forward to this cycle of the ride game, because obviously they don't come every year, and when they do they are pretty good. I've never really hated a ride game. I didn't play, finally hit the ABS, got kicked in there, that was interesting. Or the lack of ABS, which is I locked the front, that was first kind of front skid. But you might have just heard as I crashed there the screeching tyres, which is definitely more audible this year, or say this year in this rendition of Ride. So good to see. So there's definitely some improvements. Rear suspension seems very bouncy. It may be too much travel in it, but again, maybe I'm just being overcritical. We'll see if we beat our own lap time for the final time we end off the video there, but As I give my final thoughts, don't touch the white line. That could easily give him a valid lap. I feel like my biggest thing for this game, my biggest issue will be that a lot of people don't like it because it's too close to Ride 4. It's not a big change. Like I was saying, I never played Ride 1, and with Ride 3 going to the Unreal Engine and being very understeery, didn't really like that. Ride 4 is a massive step forward for them. I really enjoy that. Before they patched the physics, when they patched the physics, it kind of died for me, but so far this doesn't feel bad to me. I can't see myself actually wanting to play this game, and probably jumping on with friends and wanting to make videos on it. Whereas GP22, GP23 over the last 18 months has been, okay, I have to put out a video on this game. It's not more the fact that I want to, whereas GP21, I got such a good groove. I did so many daily episodes of kind of career mode, and again the front is gone. That's interesting, but we're going to end it there. Marshall waves yellow flag at me. Sorry, but we're not going to go anywhere at the moment. We're going to sit here. I actually quite like the Suzuki skin. It reminds me of the European, the World Endurance one. It's pretty cool. But final thoughts, basically, physics aren't too bad so far. I haven't really pushed them that hard. You will see more flaws as the days go by. Game modes are pretty much the standard. Again, like always, everything will be reviewed fully, and it'll be as much detail, and I'll tell you everything more detail in the review. But career mode seems pretty good. There seems to be a lot. You have to kind of climb a leaderboard. It should be a bit of fun chasing leaderboards and stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't done any multiplayer as of yet, so I can't really comment on that. But graphically, it looks pretty decent. Again, if I maybe stretched it out and put it under a bit more load than just kind of a afternoon time in Brands Hatch here on a maybe a race and stuff, it'll be interesting to see what the game offers up then in terms of performance and kind of fidelity in terms of graphics. But yeah, it's just my fear is people won't like it because it's too close to Ride 4, and I understand it's been 3 years, and I can't really say that like there's been a massive improvement over the 3 years. But we're going to end it there, look, because I've rambled on for long enough and I need to get recording other bits and pieces. So thank you all for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below whether you're enjoying Ride 4 2.0, also known as Ride 5, or if it's too much for you, couldn't buy it. A lot of people are disappointed in it, from what I can see. But let's see, let's be open-minded. As always, I speak the truth to myself. I don't really care what other people think about me. I don't really care if Milestone like me or hate me. I give my honest feedback in terms of if the game is good or not. So far I am enjoying Ride 5, and yeah, I shall catch you in a future video. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.